Welcome to Jaipur, India's so-called Pink City and the capital of the state and former kingdom of Rajasthan. Jaipur is renowned for its gorgeous architecture from the 1700s, when it was built as India's first planned city, laid out on a grid with gorgeous palaces and a string of impressive forts.
Hello.
Hello. Among the places you shouldn't miss in Jaipur is the HAWA MAHAL, or the Palace of the Winds. It's a kind of 5-story pyramid. It's meant to be shaped as the crown of Lord Krishna, the revered Hindu deity.
It's very difficult to get a good angle on it, even when you're standing in front of this palace. If you happen to come down the sidewalk directly in front of the palace, as I did at first, you think, well, I'll just cross the street. But no, there are barriers.
The royal wives and concubines who resided on the other side of those windows are said to have appreciated them for a particular reason. Under Rajput tradition, they were not to show their faces publicly, and so it is said that they could stand unveiled in the window's many recesses for a bird's-eye view of the world below.
The horns blow incessantly. I think there must be a little button on every horn that just automatically taps it every half second. I probably shouldn't be talking while trying to cross a busy street, but in Jaipur, you do what you got to do.
This is a city of 4.5 million people, but there are places with plenty of elbow room, like the park surrounding the colonial-era Albert Hall Museum, which functions as the State Museum of Rajasthan, and worth a visit for its architecture alone. There's also this place, the Jal Mahal, a 17th century palace in the middle of a lake with 4 of its floors underwater. The promenade that fronts the lake is great for a stroll or just talking to friendly locals. For a great place to look down on Jaipur, you could do no better than where I've come for the afternoon, the ARAVALLI Hills. My tuk-tuk driver has dropped me at the bottom of this hill and is to pick me up at a very special place in a narrow valley on the other side. Right away at the top, I encounter something unexpected, a standalone 300-year-old Hindu temple devoted to worship of the sun.
Namaste.
And the first person I meet is this woman, Gayatri, whose husband is the priest and whose family has been on this very spot for 11 generations.
Me, 9 generation, or my son, 10 generation.
And you have grandchildren?
Yeah, I have grandchildren.
So
Grandchildren, 11.
So you anticipate that each succeeding generation will have a role to play here?
Yeah.
How can you be so sure? Are you sure?
Sure, yeah, very happy. I live in the temple, God near, so very happy.
Gayatri speaks with an unusual degree of directness and certitude, such as when I asked about the flowers she was unpacking as I walked up.
This God-like flower, so use flower.
From the hilltop, it's about a 20-minute walk to where I'm going.
I'm here at Galtaji, a Hindu temple complex just outside Jaipur that's popularly known as the Monkey Temple. I don't think I have to explain why. There are hundreds of rhesus monkeys who occupy these grounds, but depending on when you come here, you may see a lot of them or you may see a few. It largely depends on what time of day you come. Many of the monkeys who live here are roamers during the day. They'll roam down into Jaipur, which is nearby, and toward nighttime they return here to their colony where they can be among family and friends, I suppose, unmolested.
Near to behind side. Very small price, not too much.
Since the 15th century, these temples have been a retreat for Hindu ascetics of the Ramanuja sect, some of whose holy men can still be seen walking around here. This place has been a pilgrimage site for Hindus who come here to bathe in the water from a natural spring at the top of the hill. The water is considered sacred. The pilgrims believe it has the power to both wash away sins and cure illnesses. The water is collected in tanks called kunds. There are 7 of these, one of which is considered the most holy and is said to never run dry. They feed into 2 bathing pools, one for men, one for women. For pilgrims who come to bathe here, there's also a bump on full moon nights. That's because it is believed the Hindu trinity of gods, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, are present here on those nights, making bathing here especially auspicious. The irony is that despite the sacred nature of this place among Hindus, it's best known not for the deities, but for the monkeys. You kind of wonder if they could talk, how Brahma and Vishnu would feel about that.
It's hard to leave a good monkey behind. But when your driver shows up exactly as promised, you know it's time to head back to the hotel and start planning for tomorrow.